What's up, guys? Welcome to LA Hustlers. Today I'm here with one of my really good friends, Jessica Rich.
Hi.
And today we're just going to have a conversation, chop it up, and I want you guys to kind of take some notes and hear about what it's like to be a female entrepreneur, quite young actually, and like absolutely just crushing it here in LA. And I think you're one of those people that I've met in my short time here that is like insane. Like you're young as fuck and like you're crushing it. So
thank you.
I just wanted to start this conversation with, I would love for you to just tell everybody like what your background is, kind of how you started, where you grew up.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Wow. So I grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a small town.
Yeah.
I literally was like in high school, like just going away, trying to figure out what the fuck I wanted to do. This is my friend. But I was really stressed out. I didn't know what I wanted
Please
to do.
cuss if you want to.
Okay, good. No, but I kind of grew up with like, single parent. My mom
Yeah.
had just me and my brother, and then she worked her ass off, and I just saw how much she worked and how she was always like working and never home with mom. So I had to pay the bills, like, because we had no dad around,
Mm-hmm.
So me and my brother have separate dads. So my dad was in Philadelphia. My brother's dad was in Michigan, but we still didn't have them around as much as we like to. So I don't know. I kind of got this like whole boss thing from her. I think I didn't really know anything else other than to do things on my own. Because who else kind of really would do things for me, So I left Michigan when I was 21. Moved to LA, so I moved to New York. I was there doing modeling. I was doing like Smooth Magazine, Black Men's, FHM, all those like raunchy magazines. I was doing that. I thought it was so cool. So, like before Instagram, there was like real magazine people, not just like Instagram models. But I was doing that, and then I was doing music videos. I did like Little Scrappy. I did like freaking Jim Jones. Wow. I did Pop Champagne.
Like being an extra, not like being. Or were you being?
I was like the main.
You're the main.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I was like popping my booty back. You know what I mean? It was like fun. It was fun, and that was like a big deal because I was like, oh my god, I finally saw myself on TV. Yeah. I was like, fuck, I was going to be on TV, and then I was on a music video. So transformed from that, I did a VH1 Reality Show. I auditioned in 2008 for it. It like aired, and then it went viral.
Was this the era of like Ray J?
Yes. Okay. Same time, like gotcha. Rock of Love, Flavor Flav days. Yeah, it was cool. And then from there, I came here just to figure out what I wanted to do more, and I just kind of kept going from thing to thing, like restaurant work. I was as a hostess. I was like making connections like that. That was the only way to like make money without being like working, because people are like, you're on that TV show, so why do you have a job now?
Right.
People think you just have all this money forever. I'm like, no, it runs out eventually.
Sure.
So I was doing that, and then I was doing like serving at poker games. I was doing every add-on job I could do. I was doing PR, and that's kind of what happened. I started my own PR company because people knew I had a lot of people that I knew, and then I just like started like charging them to use like you want to give this to who? Okay, give me $1,000 and I'll give it to them, and that's kind of what happened. Yeah. And then after a couple of years, they didn't need me anymore. The contract would run out, and then I'd be like, okay, what am I gonna do now? My friend's like, you should just give your stuff to your friends. I'm like, I don't have anything to give them. So I went downtown, got like 5-6 dresses, and then
downtown LA,
the Santi Alley, literally, and gave all these little $20 dresses to all these influencer girls, and then I blew up, had this huge store. Within 2 years, I was already making like over $200,000 off online. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, off of nothing. Wow. And now we have 17. Until 2017, I started doing shoes, and then now I'm doing shoes mainly. Yeah, and here we are.
And she has some crazy stuff going on that you're actually in right now. Like tonight, you have to go to your new store. Do you want to tell them about your new store?
Yeah, so I have a store in Melrose, and I literally have been there for 2 years. I fell into that just because I needed more space, and I saw that it was available, and I rented that like in 2018. So that was my first brick and mortar. Yeah. And then the Beverly Center, I'm opening a store in the Beverly Center, which is crazy. Like I can't even believe I'm doing this. Like
it's insane, and you're not just in the Beverly Center. You're like, tell them about your real estate. Like,
my actual store is the actual Giuseppe store. I'm taking the Giuseppe store. He left. Thank God he left. Crazy. I love you, Giuseppe, but thank you for leaving. And now I'm having this store. Yeah, in between Versace and in between like freaking Versace and YSL and Balenciaga, and like it's crazy.
So you started, okay, but let's back up because I want to really like dive into like your childhood, right?
Details,
so did you ever have a corporate job? Like did you ever, when you were coming up?
Macy's, yeah.
Macy's, okay.
I worked at Macy's in the juniors department. I was selling clothing there. I was always like big on opening credit cards because you used to get like a lot of bonuses for opening cards. Yeah. So I'd be like, yeah, so today you'll save extra 20% on your sale today. And I was just really good at selling things. Right. I don't know what it is. I can sell anything. I make it sound good. I used to do real estate.
Real estate? Do you have a real estate license?
In New York, I have my license, and I totally forgot a lot of the stuff. But yeah, when I lived there, I was doing that. I was, doing rentals. I'd show people houses and just rentals. I'd rent properties out, make money like that. Yeah, I mean, besides that, I did personal assistant work. I did secretary work. I've done everything.
Jumped around.
Yeah. I had like 4 jobs at a time. Bottle server in New York. the hottest clubs, like popping bottles.
Crazy. So you've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you were coming up, when you were in Michigan, and when did you move to New York? How old were you?
I went to New York when I was 2006. So God, I was there until 2010.
Okay. And when you were in 2006, when you moved, did you already have any sort of things that you were selling, like any ventures that you started?
When I went to New York, or when I went to
When you went to New York?
When I went to New York, no. I literally, I found a place on Craigslist in Staten Island. I lived in Staten Island. People are like, why the hell did you move there? I'm like, well, I didn't know it was bad, but I thought it was cool. Yeah. I took the ferry over every day, which is great. All the freaking Guidos were over there. We call them Guidos. All the Guidos in Staten Island, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I lived there. My girlfriend moved from Michigan to New York with me. And then after a couple months, she's like, Jessica, I can't do it. There's too many pretty girls here. And I'm like, there's pretty girls everywhere. Right. You can't that's just life, you know? Right. So she's like, I'm moving back to Michigan. So she moved back, and I was just by myself in New York, just figuring out what the fuck I was going to do. Okay. And that's what I was doing, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So your story is, and that was kind of like really quick, but your story is like, you started from nothing. Yeah. And you just tried so many different things. And now you've ended up with your Jessica Rich collection, your label. Okay.
But it's based off connections, though. Okay. Like, it's like I love doing all these different things because everywhere I go, even till now, whenever I go somewhere, I always look around the room, see if I notice anybody. If I do, if it's someone that I don't know and I need to know, I'll go up to them and give them my card, like, hey, and I'll just bullshit. Like, hey, oh my God. Even before I had my brand, I would just be like, oh my God, I would love to, even like what you're doing, the podcast thing. I used to do an online blog, like a YouTube show. Yeah. And I'd interview celebrities. So it'd give me a reason to talk to them. Like, oh my God, I want to interview for my YouTube show. Just to get their contact, and if I don't use it, whatever, but at least I have a reason to say something to them. Sure. And sometimes I get starstruck, even till now. Even though I know mad people, it's still scary, you know. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I remember who did I like go up to, and I'm like so happy I went up to them. I was like, oh my God, oh I know Drake's dad. Drake's dad was at the club. Oh, sick. Yeah. Dennis Graham, and he's like, I was like, oh my God, Drake's dad, he's so cool. And I saw him at the club, and I'm like, oh my God, he's like, yeah, take my number, we should hang out. I'm like.
Do you ever get nervous when you're in front of people like that?
No, for sure. Heck yeah. Okay. Even when I had sometimes to deliver shoes to celebs, and I'm like, even though they wore my shoes 3-4 times, and I'm just like, oh my God, hi, oh my God, it's crazy.
You still get nervous.
It's still nervous.
It's normal because you're human.
Yeah, and it's like I'm still like I'm not huge, I'm not Tom Ford, but I'm getting a lot of respect in this world. But still, it's like until I'm like major, I guess it's an insecurity in mind to feel like, oh my God, like not that I'm not good enough to be in the room, but just almost like how do they feel about me? Like, what do they think in their head? Yeah, sure, it's like Jessica, the girl that's I don't know. Yeah, it's always wondering.
And that's a big thing in LA. I think there's a big stigma, or there's something in the air about like when you're in a room with a lot of different people. Yeah, you're like kind of like you feel like you're maybe being judged. You feel like you're always thinking about what the other person's thinking. So that's normal. Yeah, right?
I guess it's normal.
It's normal, I think, and that's something that I want to convey to the audience is like it doesn't matter if you're a successful designer, you're just coming up, you're just starting. Like it's okay to be in a room and feel like anxious or feel nervous, right? Because eventually you have to get over that. So what are some things that you do that help you like get past those thoughts? Like
then I just like sit and think about okay, look at everyone's like look at where you've come, look what you've done, and like look at your Google stats, like just look at everything you've done, and just like get out of your head for a second, because this is what got you here, so you have to stop thinking that way.
There's a reason you're in the same room as those people.
Because of me taking the chance and saying hi. Correct. So I just kind of have to like get over that, but I don't think I'll ever get over that. I just think it's just like I'm very like people think that I'm very bougie and like stuck up and shit. And I'm like, no, I'm a regular girl. I get very nervous, just like everyone else does.
So I have a pleasure of knowing Jess, like on a personal level, like we're really great friends, and you're probably the most normal person I know.
Really?
Like, you're from Michigan. I feel, and I told you this at lunch yesterday. Like you still have that like Michigan girl, like you know what I mean, like spirit almost. Yeah. And I think I want to talk to you about that. Like I feel like a lot of people when they get successful, they lose that, right? Mm-hmm. So how did you stick to your roots? How did you make sure that you're still grounded?
Oh man, I just think. I don't know. It's just my mind. I don't know. I've never felt like I was better than anybody else. Yeah. It doesn't matter what even when I was on TV and I was like, couldn't walk a block without people like, oh my God, I'm just a normal person. I don't think money should like deteriorate that. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's Kylie Jenner $1 billion, like I would never get like bougie because it takes everyone to wake up every day and continue to keep going. In LA, it's so hard. You're constantly judged. You either just kind of get used to yourself and just love yourself and just the rest is history. Yeah. If I have $0, if I have $5, I'm still the same person. Right. I can eat at McDonald's. I can wear the same clothes for 10 days. I just don't care, you know?
Right. The money, the jewelry, the cars, it shouldn't define you as a person.
Never. And some people get like really bougie, like, they'll get into certain circles and they're like, oh, I'm now hanging out with these people and I'm not talking to you guys anymore.
And they forget about the people that they came up with.
Yeah. And then when that section kicks you out, then who are you going to call up?
Sure.
So I never want to be in a position where I have to like, oh my God, please forgive me. No, that's not cool.
Yeah. Do you think family played a big part in your life in terms of like maintaining that spirit that you have? Like, do you think that played a big role?
I think so. My mom is, she kind of got the same backlash I did. Like, not saying that, like, I had a really bad upbringing as far as, like, kids hating me in high school. Like, bullied. Same. I got bullied so bad to the point where it's like, oh, my God, you're such an Oreo. And, like, why do you talk like that? And why do you wear heels? And why do you, like, you're so white? And I'm like, why am I white?
Right.
Because I, like, talk proper. My mom wasn't she wasn't ghetto. Like, I'm sorry for those of you who like grew up in a bad area and you didn't know anything other than that, but the fact that I didn't have that upbringing, I was judged for it. Yeah. And I had long hair and I have you have good hair. What the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. My mom and dad are cute people. Right. I don't know.
But I think when people hate like that, and I've gone through a lot of bullying myself, it's because they have insecurities. They have their own things that they're going through, and they have to put it. And especially with social media, you have a pretty big following, obviously. And do you ever read the comments? Do you see what people are saying?
Yeah, some girl like. The other day, someone said something like, it was really crazy. What'd she say? I was like, wait, what? Something to do with something like, you only like post your success. I'm sure you have like bad days you don't want to show because you think you're perfect. I'm like, I post all my bad days. What are you talking about? Everything bad I post. I somehow cry. I don't care.
She hasn't seen your IG stories because I feel like on your IG stories you're very just raw.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe she didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 days ago, yesterday you had no makeup on. You're just doing random shit.
Fuck none. I'm like, well, I'm just
and that's important, especially like as a guy. Obviously, I don't wear makeup, but like I feel like there's a big thing, at least from my understanding, in the female world about like not being comfortable showing your real self without makeup on camera.
Oh my God.
But I feel like even if one girl out there, no matter where she is, sees you doing that, it might give them the courage to do it themselves, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Because, I don't know, like, I love being dressed up, but I'm usually no makeup, chill, fucking just roll out of bed in the daytime. Like, I was gonna roll up today, like, I'm gonna go to dinner after, I'm gonna get a little dressed up. But no, I'm comfortable with my own skin because I take care of my skin and I make sure that, like, wash my face at night. I don't sleep in makeup. A lot of girls think, I can look hot with makeup. You either take care of your skin underneath it. Because when you have a boyfriend or some shit and he wakes up to you and he's like, yo, what the fuck?
What is that?
I can't be that girl. Can never be that girl.
You can't. No, for sure. So I want to take it different. Like, I want to ask you something different. Yeah. What's your like morning routine? Because I think the way you start your day sets the tone for the rest of your day.
It does.
So what do you do?
I mean, my routine usually is my phone is not doing undisturb until I wake up. And then when I wake up, I check all my messages. If it's important, I respond immediately. But I'll like hop out of bed, feed my guinea pigs because they're always squeaking. I have 2 guinea pigs. And after that, I go straight to my Pilates because it takes me 45 minutes to knock it out. If I don't get it in the morning, it's not happening. It's as soon as like I wake up to like 40 texts a day, like literally. And it's like, if I indulge into that, I'm like, let me just make sure I look good.
Right.
Because that keeps making me happy. Like, I can't be successful and feel like not happy with my body. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People get money and they get fat. I can't do that.
Can't do it.
I don't care how much money I have to look.
For sure.
And that keeps me happy and like excited to go out and do things and like being part of it because I am my brand. So I can't rock my heels with some freaking 1,500
massive feet, right?
Yeah, I can do it, but it's just not.
You're right.
My customer is not that person.
Especially in your industry, but I think more so like I used to wake up and the first thing I would do is like check my email. Right. Like just email, boom, like DMs, etc.
Right.
But now I do what you do. Phone's in a different room, do not disturb. Right. I work out, I eat my meal, I have coffee, and then I check it.
Right.
You have to take care of yourself before you attend to everybody else's needs.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's so important.
I think it's so important.
If people get so mad, they're like, oh my God, you just story and check my text. Yo, usually me storying is because I have to. It's a deal. Someone paid me. Like it's never because I'm like, you know what I mean? I go to it and I go, I'll leave it alone. I don't go to my text too. So you take care of yourself first.
For sure.
100%. And then after that, then I'll do my emails and stuff like that. And then I'll usually eat breakfast. I'm doing keto, so I usually have the same thing every morning. Vegan sausage with like cauliflower rice. And then I run around all day.
Just working, grinding.
All day, Meetings, calls.
Yeah.
Constant calls. I have 2 phones. It's a lot.
2 phones. I've seen you. I see you during the day sometimes. You're wild.
It's a lot. And every night I'm like, how do I do this? Like even last night, like I went to bed, I was so tired. I slept 10 hours. But like I feel like an energized bunny. Like I don't know why I have so much energy. People are like, my assistant's like, Jeff, you hit me up all hours of the night. Do you sleep? I'm like, I do, but I don't know why I always have so much energy.
Are you high on life? Is that what it is?
It could be.
Is it your career, or is it you just love like just LA, or what do you think it is?
I think it's the adrenaline of just like knowing that I can get things done and I've gotten things done. So if it's in my mind, I can't go to bed until I've like checked off my little list. Like I'm like, okay, I'm doing a campaign, like my new shoe. At night, I'm really good at thinking, so I'm like, I sit on Instagram. Okay, fine, boom. Tomorrow I'm doing this. I like to do everything at night and then execute it the next day.
So you plan it out the night before.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Huge.
Yeah.
So this is actually a great time. I'm glad you brought it up because as entrepreneurs, it's we have our own day. We schedule our own shit.
Right.
Don't have someone to report to. Clients, customers, obviously different, but there's no boss, right?
Right.
So setting your day, knowing what you're doing at 11 a.m., what you're doing at noon, at 3, it's so crucial.
It is.
And I think your day starts the night before, right? Do you agree with that?
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I can't wake up and be like, oh, what do I gotta do today? No. I gotta know exactly
what you're doing. Yeah.
Otherwise, the whole day's be fun. Like, it's not gonna be good.
What are some tools that you use? Do you use like apps or like do you write it down? Like, what's your process?
I used to hate calendar invites and I used to hate calendar, but it's really good for me.
That's good. Let's talk about that. So like, it's big, especially in our industries like entertainment and then fashion. You have to be out and about. You have to be meeting people, talking to people.
You have to keep your relationships open, for sure.
So how are you meeting new people? Like, what's your process?
That's the thing. I feel like right now I'm not meeting a ton of new people in real life. Like I would like going out to events and stuff because there's no events. So I guess through social media, like
DMs.
Yeah, I think if I like a lot of people have been referring me to people now that we're in COVID. Like, oh Jess, you should meet my graphic designer. You should meet my photographer. Like I shot with a new photographer yesterday, and I'm routine. I like the same thing over and over. Like I'm obsessed with the same shit. Sorry, I don't care what, from food to drinks to where I go. I just like the same thing. So my photographer told me he's booked into December. I've been working with him since 2015. I said, excuse me?
You're like, what?
And I said, okay, come on, Alex. Like it's like an hour. He's like, no, just have nothing. I'm like, okay, fine.
Wow.
Fuck. So I can't always get yes all the time. So he referred me to his other photographer, and he introduced us, and he was great. But it took me, my anxiety, I was like, oh my God.
Right, you're like
freaking out. Can you shoot the same? He's like,
how did it go?
It was perfect. It was amazing.
Okay.
It matched the same quality. It was great.
Yeah.
But that was a connection through social. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I think socials are the only way we can connect right now.
Yeah. Has COVID been good for you in terms of, obviously, you had it at one point, but I mean.
I did.
How was that? Do you want to talk about that?
COVID was insane because I thought I was going to die. Honestly, because
Really?
I was like, oh my God, the hype of everything we've been hearing.
Yeah.
How's my body going to take it? I'm good one day, but I don't know if it's going to be bad the next day. Like, it was scary. I had no taste, no smell, but for the most part, it was very easy. Like, I just was really, really tired.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, not to, like, sound crazy, but I loved being home for 21 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
It was great.
I've never in my life been home that long.
You just, like, kicked it, chilled?
Ever. Yeah, like, all my whole life, I've never been home. Even when I was a kid, I've been home for 21 days.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But no, I did so much work. I repackaged my brand packages for my shoe boxes. I got new, like, I designed, like, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I did so many FaceTime calls with family and friends. I freaking slept. I watched all these movies.
Did a lot of shit.
I rewatched Money Heist. I did so much cool
great
shit.
Show. Great show.
Yo, obsessed.
Love it.
Obsessed. Like, I cannot wait for it.
Even though we don't understand it, it's still a great show. Like, it's still a great film.
Right. So I loved it. It was great downtime. It was very much needed. And I think overall, COVID, we did have a slower month in sales in March when it first hit. But after that, April, May, June, it was pretty steady.